Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where we find ourselves here in the middle of a flashpoint, which I don't remember the plot of very well up to this point. Listen, it doesn't matter, we have objectives, we'll just do the objectives. Remember, we are under the close range spotter rule sets. We're only allowed to fire at things that are within support weapon range, which is to say 90 meters of one of our mechs. Could be tricky. We have a lot of these base defense missions. We sometimes get attacked from a lot of different angles. So here's hoping that we can actually get stuff close to all of the enemies. I think we can afford to be pretty aggressive with the positioning of the Thunderbolt. Especially since Uncrackable's driving it, and as we all know, he cannot be killed by any conventional means. He's like a sun to returned. And I'm going to put you out to a different side, specifically so that we have the ability to get close to enemies that push from out here. Okay, a Cicada 2A. This is not the Cicada that we still need parts for. I do not remember what we are running. Oh, you know what? This was a mission where we didn't get to negotiate pay, right? So we probably have like 3 points of priority salvage. I think I'm just going to reserve down. We have a guy who will get his turn immediately, like... We want to let them come closer to us, right?
Affirmative.
Okay, so they got a Marauder. Not exactly terrifying, although I am pretty bummed out about how far away it stopped. That is... Oh, wait, no, that is like... I can't... He's on this node right here. He's totally within 90 meters. Hell yeah, Thunderbolt, run over there and give us that close-range spotting. Alright, let's get this dude. So...
Waiting on you, Commander.
The Marauder does not have breaching shot, unfortunately. What it does have is a big old gun. It's just a real big gun. It's a pair of real big guns. So let's try to put some damage onto this thing's head. We can soften it up and try to get the kill next turn. Okay, one of those landed, so it's pretty low then. How low exactly? Okay, low enough that any of the 3 guns on the Marauder will be sufficient to finish the job. Then we can move you as far forward this way as possible. We need to be able to get somebody close to that Cicada. It might end up being a job for the Cataphract, which is not totally ideal. I guess we could do this. We could have him run over so that the Cataphract is able to just shoot at the Cicada. Cataphract is piloted by a pretty good shot, but that's still a lot of points of evasion, and we don't have any resolve to shoot with. So maybe that's just a waste. Maybe I should just come over here and try to work out the Marauder. No, let's position for this.
Sprinting.
What do we got over here? A Shadowhawk 2H. This is not the kind of Shadowhawk that we need. We already have that one.
Good to go.
So what are my... Oof, hit chances bad. Still, probably worth taking the shot. Yeah, let's go for it. Can I get him from the side arc? No, nowhere am I going to get a side arc shot. That's fine. We'll just try it like this. Oof, missed everything. Honestly, the odds of hitting with at least one weapon were quite high. It's very unlucky for us to get nothing at all. Of course, any melee attack is an attack that is happening on an enemy that is within support weapon range, so we're always allowed to throw punches. I think what we're probably going to have here is... Ooh, that's not great. What we're probably going to do here with the Orion is just have it run behind the Cicada and blow it up. But, obviously,
Waiting for orders.
before we think about doing anything like that, let's go ahead and do a thing like this. Alright. We have 35% of 95% chance to hit the head with each of these weapons, and any one of them is a kill.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Odds were decent. That was pretty good.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, so Boombox, like, who are we more worried about? I guess the Shadowhawk's actually shooting at the buildings, and the Cicada has very poor damage output. Can we jump into the back arc on this guy? No. So then we may as well just run normally.
Of course.
We'll tag him with everything. And we may as well fire the Narc Beacon.
What are your orders, Skipper?
And then now you're allowed to move, since you're no longer serving as the spotter for that other guy. I think I'm going to run around this way, even though we get an obstructed shot on the Shadowhawk this way, because of the fact that my suspicion is we're going to see enemies come in from one of the two angles behind the base, and I want to move the Thunderbolt in that direction before that happens.
I'm on him.
Okay, so that guy's going down when he takes the hit from the Gauss Cannon, then. What does his damage model look like right now? So his right side is the side we want to shoot at. Provided that we're not going for the head. So I'd actually prefer a frontal arc shot if we can find one. This takes me out of the cover, but it's fine. And I think we just hit that weakened area, right?
Got it. When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
Okay, so that guy's super dead.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
It doesn't actually look like we have a new sensor trace, though. He's misleading us. Yep, they're coming in from that back right angle. Okay, well that's very inconvenient. Also, it's frustrating to me that they are considered to have vision of that. I guess this cicada can still see. I was going to say, this guy is laying down and behind a rock. He definitely can't provide anything there. But no, it's not. It's not him. He's not the problem. So we need to... What is the amount of center torso health that we're looking at here? 34? Okay. We need to make this happen with somebody who's not the Orion. Then use the Orion to get close range spotter distance on the cicada. Then quickly take that cicada apart.
Enemy eliminated.
And I think between the Marauder and the Cataphract, it should be reasonable for us to do that. We are not going to be able to stop them from destroying this building, almost certainly. Yeah, wow, they just have a huge amount of
Reporting.
long-range missiles to pour into that building. Can you really not get... No, you cannot walk to a position where you have a shot on his back armor and still be able to shoot. That's really annoying.
Certainly.
I'm not going to bother with the Narc Beacon here. Let's save the shot.
He's going down. Scored a critical hit.
Okay, I was kind of hoping we'd get the knockdown there. Not hoping so much that I would be willing to spend Resolve for it, obviously. Yeah, that's really annoying. These defend all the structures missions, it's just like the prevalence of LRMs makes it really not feasible to fulfill the keep all structures alive thing. Sometimes you can get it, but you cannot rely on it. Let's just go ahead and hit the core here. I probably don't need to fire everything. It's 90 total damage. You know what? Better safe. Let's overkill him rather than create the chance for things to go slightly wrong and have that mech survive another turn. And then I'm going to reserve... Okay, none of them move on 2, it looks like.
Uh-huh.
So that's a 40-ton, 65... shooting flamethrowers at the buildings. And managing to do enough damage to kill them in a single round. Aren't those tall buildings... Those tall buildings have, like, a lot of health? Thought they did. Okay, well, we obviously have very little choice but to sprint this way with some of our guys. I had really guessed that they were going to come in from over here.
Skipper.
I'm frustrated by the way this has turned out. Get on the road and sprint. The good news is they won't be able to shoot at anything for a while now. They're going to have to get over the wall, probably, before they can take another shot. Actually, you shouldn't move yet. Hold on. Reserve. Okay, just making sure that they're totally done. And then I'm gonna maybe do something a little bit dangerous here. But we need to start getting damage out. So, a Thunderbolt 5 SE, not the kind of Thunderbolt we need. A Dragon we're fine on, the Vulcan we don't need, and the Jaegermech 6A... Okay, none of these mechs are on our scoring list. So we can just kind of take them down, however. I can't... Is there a way that I could get Ah, yes, there is in fact a clean shot on that guy with the laser. That's very helpful. So how is his stuff arrayed? Machine gun, the machine gun ammo in the torso section here, but almost all of his weapons are on the far side, unfortunately. We could try to just take the leg. Yeah, that might work, and if he goes down, obviously, it's going to be pretty easy for us to pick him up from there.
Critical hit.
I would definitely have gone torso if we were on the side that had all the lasers.
Mech warriors, show them what you got.
Okay, so we do not need to use the Marauder for this. We should probably have the
What are your orders, Skipper?
have the Thunderbolt finish the job now.
I'm rolling.
And is the smart way to do this going to be? Yeah, it's probably going to be just take the other leg.
Now let's see how you handle this.
Nope, he did not. He didn't even hit enough to break the armor. That's frustrating. I really wanted to just get that done with so that we could afford to move the Marauder away from it. Okay, that I'm not too worried about. Oh, he missed with the flamethrower too.
How might I help?
Well, that's very embarrassing for him.
I hear ya.
I guess the Marauder's the only one who's going to get to shoot. Let's vigilance then. If I'm gonna have to stay pretty much in the open. Yeah, there's no cover. Oh well, hold on. This might. Yeah, that's real close. Okay, so we don't have to vigilance. We can just do this. Definitely a little terrifying. And we are absolutely close enough.
All weapons or go. Should have run when you had the chance.
What's the plan?
Alright, did that guy just move into... Yes, he absolutely did. He moved into a range where I'm allowed to fire at him, according to our rules of engagement. That was nice of him.
Full speed.
It's going to take a second before we're able to actually do that.
Good to go.
So we are abusing the enemy AI a little bit here, if you're wondering why they are not attacking us.
Double time.
On base destruction missions like this, the AI is usually programmed not to attack your units until you shoot at them. So like that Vulcan was willing to stand up and punch us because we had already fired a shot at him with one of our mechs. These guys will probably all just try to close, and I was about to say I'm going to take advantage of that, but actually, we should probably try to take his leg if we can. How much health does he have there? A lot. I guess it doesn't have to be the leg. We could go for his other stuff. But like, while we have access to him, you know, while I'm allowed to shoot at him, we should probably try to take him now. Even though that's going to mean that he can potentially turn an awful lot of weaponry on us.
This should be good.
Okay, we opened him up. We'll push him down to 1 initiative, and now we
Yes,
can
Commander.
hopefully pick him off
Ready to rock.
of everybody else available here. We're probably not going to get to fire everything anymore. Yeah, we got to turn off the large laser. Ooh. We got to turn off more than that. Well, that's a real shame.
Here we go. Ha! You like that?
Okay, we blow up his side torso, and we hit him in the head there, so that's 2 points of damage on that pilot. Don't actually have a super easy way for you to get a shot off, so you may as well just
Throttle
sprint
down,
in.
Moving out.
Waiting for orders.
And then, yeah. We could move around to the back armor. But does it make more sense to just fire in from the side? No, the difference in armor thickness on the Jaeger mech is pretty significant. I mean, they're designed with the idea that nothing will ever get behind you because you will be very far away from the battlefield, right? Oh, apparently I need to... There's a reason we put crews in charge of this thing.
Commencing. Gotcha.
Okay, now we just have to get close to the other things,
You have orders?
which unfortunately are fleeing very effectively. And I can't... Can you get close enough? No. My concern here is that if I just run up to him, we're not actually going to get to shoot at him because I'm going to run up and then he's going to immediately run away. So what we'd like to do is run up and also shoot him at the same time, but that looks like it's not in the cards. So I am just going to run up to him. We'll see what he does here. My guess is we're going to have to catch him next turn. Yeah. And they are really moving. I'm going to have him kind of go around the other way, I think. Try to head him off at the pass, so to speak.
Waiting on you, Commander.
And then the cataphract...
Got it. Max speed.
We're gonna have to do some maneuvering here. Blood Wheel is definitely slowing us down on this one. Not that I mind, obviously. All glory to the Blood Wheel, etc. Ooh, okay, that's promising. Neither one of them did anything at all.
Awaiting orders.
Boy, it's almost like they're sitting here waiting to ambush me, isn't it?
Be there in a jiff.
Okay, and we are in the back armor of both of them. That's interesting. Which one of you is easier to kill from the rear? 55 damage into some ammo bins, or 160. Okay, so we probably want to take down the Thunderbolt. It's also slightly more dangerous than the other one, I think. Okay, we got the ammo explosion, like, instantly.
Eliminated. Confirmed.
That was a very, very early missile. And, thankfully, we are in range of both of them, so let's hit this guy, too. Probably turn off the PPC, yep. We generate almost no heat at all when we don't fire the damn particle cannon.
Targeting enemy backside.
Okay, so he's in pretty rough shape then.
Ready to rock.
Very unlikely that he survives much more of that. And we can just fire in. I guess I should back up. I don't want to be firing into his front arc if I can avoid it. We'll give him just the LRM-20 to take advantage of breaching shot.
I hear ya.
And the cataphract, I don't know. The cataphract almost certainly has no further role in the mission.
Got it.
Okay, I mean, that's a pretty big punch for a mech that size. 81 damage.
You're embarrassing yourself. How might I help?
Steamfitter has to bury the man before we even kill him. You know, if there's one thing I've always said about Steamfitter, it's that he is unacceptably bloodthirsty.
I'm shooting. Salvo. That's a kill.
Okay, that didn't turn out to be too bad of a restriction. It definitely affected our tactics. But fortunately, the enemies were not really up to the difficulty level. Again, those missions where you have guaranteed reinforcements, the enemies are just like... They come through a little soft, you know? Alright, so, what do we want here? We don't need any of these mechs for our scoring list purposes. So let's have a quick look at special parts. Okay, so nothing really interesting. There's a large laser that's okay. LRM-10s are fine, I guess. We could just work toward completing some other mechs. That's probably what we do. I don't think we care about those parts all that much. We got the LRM-10 anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and this is the part where we get a call from Lady Cunningham, and she refreshes me on what exactly we're doing here. Oh wait, we were political prisoner. Yeah, that's right. The lady who we're not supposed to speak to under any circumstances, but who, I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess, is about to call us up, because our comms are just open to everybody. Well, now that we're safe and sound in the repair bay, things seem to have quieted down. I don't want to jinx it, but it looks to me like we're in the clear. You may be in the clear, but I haven't had a moment's peace since we got here. XO, we need to talk. Yeah, I'm all ears. What's the problem? It's the repair crew pit boss. Son of a bitch won't leave me alone. He sent over 25 messages to the Leopard since we arrived, and when I stopped responding, he showed up in person to hammer on the door. Well, what does he want? The guy keeps saying that Hadley has a message for you, that she needs to talk. I don't know if Hadley promised him money or flirted with him or what, but he won't take no for an answer, and I'm about 5 minutes away from beating the holy hell out of him. To be perfectly honest, that sounds like a solution to the problem. Why don't we just let Samiri kick this guy's ass? Well, under ordinary circumstances, I'd tell you to be my guest, but we need his crew working at full capacity. They can't do that if their pit boss is laid out in the infirmary. I don't know, we could field promote one of them, it'll be fine. Maybe we should just give the prisoner what she wants and put her up on the view screen. I mean, what could it hurt? She's locked in a cell and we're up here on the bridge. Here's the thing. We were very explicitly told not to talk to her, and if you'll remember, we really want Lady Cunningham to dislike us. That's one of the factions we want to keep at -100, so I think we should accept the call, just because it will be upsetting to a person that we want to not like us. Sure, couldn't hurt to hear what she has to say. Let's talk to her. If you say so, I'll put her up on the view screen so she can speak her piece. Here's hoping we don't wind up regretting this. You listened! You're actually talking to me, thank God! Thank you, Commander. I haven't had a conversation with anyone in authority since the constabulary abducted me. The only person who'll even talk to me is that guy from the repair crew, and he isn't in any kind of position to help me. Now, nobody said anything about helping you, Miss Hadley, and to be honest, you should probably give up on that right now. You aren't getting out of that cell. Now, you wanted to talk, so talk. Commander Corpsington will decide if what you're saying has any value. Well, in that case, let me lead with a question. Do you want to get rich? That was hypothetical, don't answer. You kill people for money, of course you want to get rich. And that's fortunate, because I happen to know about a real easy score, not 10 minutes from here. Amazing coincidence, right? Sometimes life's just funny that way. I mean, we're talking about a literal treasure trove of rare and valuable mech components, and they'd fetch an absolute mint on the black market. Or, I mean, hell, you could keep your share for yourself, I won't judge. Of course, if you want to know where the goods are buried, you're going to have to do something for me first. A little quid pro quo, if you will. If you're going to ask us to spring you from your cell, you can forget about it. Your little stunt with House Davion's pleasure yacht made it basically impossible for us to help you directly. Oh, I know. I wasn't going to ask you to free me. I'm going to prison, I've already accepted that. But I've got people on the outside who'd be happy to hang on to my half of the loot while I'm a guest of House Davion. You still interested, Commander? Now see, here's where she's screwing it up, right? She has personally insulted a prince. She's not getting out of prison. Hang on to my half of the loot while I'm a guest of House Davion. Like, she's got to know, and she's got to know that we've got to know. She's going to be killed, right? She's absolutely going to be executed. As soon as they get her back there so he can do it himself. Yeah, alright, I'm listening. I'm aware that you're lying to me, but I'm listening. Good. Okay, here's how this is going to work. I stay here, safe and sound in my cell. You and your Lance go to the coordinates I specify and recover the loot. And after you've got it, you come back here and leave half the loot with the repair crew boss. You take me to Lady Cunningham's dropship, they cart me off to New Avalon, and you enjoy your half of the payday. I mean, obviously, I'm trusting you to actually leave my half of the loot, but I figure that if a Cunningham is doing business with you, you're probably the trustworthy type. I mean, you are trustworthy, aren't you? Of course. Why wouldn't we be? No reason. So, Commander, you've heard my pitch. Accept it and you'll make yourself rich for like a tiny amount of effort. But refuse and you'll be leaving a vault full of rare mech components on the table. You'll know where they are, but you'll never find them without my help. Or you'll know they were there, but you'll never find them without my help. So, I ask you, do we have a deal? Yeah, alright, you've got a deal. I've got some people to piss off. Oh, smart move, Commander. Very smart move. Get your lance ready. I'll be taking you through this deployment over the comms. I'll be talking you through this deployment over the comms. Listen, she speaks so quickly I can't read what she has to say. Alright, this is going to be fun. Sure, I'm sure it is. So, 4 skulls. Alright, it's getting a little bit more serious, and it is a target acquisition mission. So, let's spin that great big beautiful wheel, shall we? Interact with wheel. Press button for interact with wheel. What is our restriction today? Well, today, we are in love with the jump shot. This one shouldn't be too bad. Mechs can only fire on turns where they jumped. This has a couple of big obvious... There we go. For some reason, I couldn't get the wheel to hide. There's a couple of big obvious real penalties here to this restriction. Number one, it means that we're always going to have a little bit more trouble with heat than we might otherwise like. So that's a thing to keep in mind. Number two is, obviously, we really can't bring any mechs that don't have jump jets. That said, this being a mission where we're trying to move quickly to plant target beacons, we wouldn't have done that anyway, probably. I'm so glad that you decided to listen to reason, Commander. You'd be surprised how many so-called mercenaries lack the savvy to jump on an opportunity like this when it presents itself. Now, the Lost Tech hatch that I'm sending you after is very close to our location, but there's a catch. It's sealed away in a defunct mine shaft. I've got a way in, though. Follow my instructions, and we'll all get rich. Yeah. She could at least stop, like, it should be... I wish I could just tell her, Lady, I know you're manipulating me, it's fine, you can stop. I'm still gonna do the thing you want. Okay, so... For some reason, this mission gives us Federated Suns rep, despite the fact that this is explicitly what we were asked not to do, so that's a little bit annoying. At 4 skulls, we could see a significant amount of salvage that we actually care about. But it's hard to know. We're only at 3.8 million. I mean, obviously, we're going to get paid when we finish the Flashpoint. Then we're going to get paid again from all of the other very valuable missions on this world. Let's try this one like this. We can take home a whole mech worth of stuff if we see a mech that is worth taking home. And then we want to be jumpy. We want to be good at managing our heat. Again, boombox, very important to our mission strategy here. This thing doesn't have jump jets, so we wouldn't be able to ever use it, to ever fire with it. Maybe we bring this cataphract in? The Stalker doesn't have jump jets, the Crab doesn't have jump jets, the Annihilator does. Oh, I forgot to look. Sorry, jump shot is a plus 0.5 difficulty modifier, so we're allowed to go to 4.5 on this. That is definitely interesting. I mean, does this crew... Okay, this crew like this is a 4.5. And that is... Everybody has jump jets. We definitely have some heat issues that we have to figure out. So, like, Cruz pilots the Annihilator at this point, right? We definitely want to bring in a second coolant vent pilot, and they need to be somebody who can aim. Unfortunately, that's not really something we have access to right now. I mean, we can bring in Foxglove. He only has... He has the good tactics. His gunnery is a little bit low. Maybe that's not such a big deal. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him in over Uncrackable on the Marauder, and then... Do we want to leave Tire Fire on the Cataphract, or do we want Uncrackable on the Cataphract? You know what? I think it's fine the way it is. I think this is the squad. We are certainly going to have some heat problems. Yeah, the hoplite only being able to fire when it jumps is a problem. The Cataphract has a similar heat rating, but the Gauss rifle is a very cool firing weapon, so we'll always be able to jump and Gauss rifle people, so I'm not too stressed about that. Alright, I think this is the right set of people for this. The Orion, the Hoplite, and the Cataphract are all approximately the same speed. We don't have a mech that's like super fast for laying down the target acquisition stuff, but we have mechs that should be fast enough. The one thing we don't have here is LRMs. We do not have any indirect fire weaponry, because none of our LRM mechs are equipped with any jump jets at all, apparently. This is maybe going to be a problem. And like Darius is saying down there in the corner, we of course have to expect a double cross. If only double. I wouldn't necessarily say that it is beyond Ayasha Hadley to triple or even quadruple cross us. Well, listen, our company has survived worse than that. I don't think we would be in danger from anything less than maybe a very good septuple cross.
Command interface initiated.
The trick to dealing with intrigue like this is to ignore it and just brute force your way through all of your problems. Okay, Commander. Tell your Lances to put their game faces on, because there's a lot of lovely salvage out there for the taking, and we're only going to get one good shot at this. Yeah, spare us the pep talk, Hadley. We don't need it. Now, you said this vault is buried in a mine somewhere. At the base of a mountain, yeah. I've sent you to this AO so you can capture the artillery you'll need to crack it open. I can't imagine the planetary government will be happy about us using their own artillery pieces to blow up a mountainside. Well, probably not, but who cares? Now, the facility in front of you has the control relays you'll need to capture in order to hijack the military's big guns. So take them all, and we can get those shells a-flying. Yeah, we get it, Hadley. We've done this kind of job before. Well, good, then you probably won't mess it up. When the job is done, circle back to the repair bay and we'll divvy the loot. Okay,
Lovely.
8 rounds.
How serene.
I keep forgetting to move Steamfitter out of the leftmost slot. Let's move the Annihilator first, because it's in everybody else's way.
Moving to position.
So it looks to me like none of these targeting beacons are going to be all that much of a problem to get to. I think we're going to be just fine on this.
You betcha.
And we have pilots who are skilled enough to be able to move the mechs pretty fast. This should be fine.
Confirmed.
Obviously, targets and stuff. Okay, so mechs can only fire on turns when they jump. That does make certain kinds of approaches, like, ordinarily I'd be like, gee, I don't know if I want to move the Annihilator around this way, and we could keep him on flat ground and not have to get heat by jumping. But since we do have to jump anyway, there's no reason not to move him in this way. Alright, so right now we see a 70 and something else, and they should be visible to us, but they aren't, so there's a stealth shenanigans going on here. Something over there, which is also moving on 3. So what, they have a stealth cataphract and also a plus initiative mech of some kind? Because otherwise these things wouldn't be moving on 3.
You have orders?
So I'm gonna run you up to here. We're gonna have Boombox attack that way, obviously.
Time to earn our money.
Oh, that's just a 5th mech, huh? Are we gonna... Is that the spot we're gonna be in here? Right, because they had 1, 2, and then 3, 4 over here, I think.
How's it going?
So this might be really ugly, right off the bat. What is this? This is an archer. It's an archer that's in real bad shape, though. Like, really bad shape. Look at how bad the armor is. Okay, they all have really torn up armor. We've killed all of the good mechs that this pirate organization owns. So we have an archer, we have a dragon. I mean, the archer is definitely the highest priority.
Engaging jump jet.
With the archer's armor being as badly damaged as it is, even through the bulwark, any headshot's going to be lethal.
Firing full complement on enemy.
Ah, couldn't get there. Did I only hit his arm, really? So yeah, it's just they're gonna make us fight 2 lances simultaneously right off the bat. But the trade-off is that only one of the lances, first of all, is benefiting from all of the bonus initiative nonsense, and secondly, they're all very, very poorly armored. All right, I'm just not even gonna bother with the archer. Let's kill the cataphract if we can.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Where's his ECM gear? Is it in this side? Yeah.
Waiting
Okay.
for orders.
We get a left shot on him here. Nope. No, we cannot. That sucks.
I leap. I soar.
Well, let's just try to get lucky.
Take this.
Okay, lucky enough. Also, overwhelming force counts as luck.
Should have run when you had.
Hell yeah.
It's a type of luck. So we were fired at by 6 mechs over the course of that turn. Or 7? My point is, we didn't see a full... I don't think we saw a full 2 lances worth of mechs, so maybe they have something that doesn't have LRMs?
Reporting.
Alright, obviously we gotta get some kills here. He can afford to take it a little bit easy, I think, so I'm gonna do... I mean, we want to hit the back armor, but I want to try not to show my back armor to too many enemies. I think this might be the best we're going to do on that particular front.
Have no doubt it will be done.
And we'll just focus hard on the core. Oh, man. He still has a lot of structure. An archer being down 75% of its armor doesn't really weaken it that much because they're not using that much armor in the first place. I think we can probably save the Narc Beacon, though.
Locked on, rear on. Target neutralized.
Alright, see, sometimes they fall face down. You just gotta kill them first. That could have been a lot worse than it was.
Yes, boss?
So as things are standing right now, we don't have a lot of... Oh no, I walked and then fired. Well, we're gonna, in good faith, you know, try to continue working within the bounds of the Blood Wheel, but it's the Penance mech for us. I totally spaced on it. That's fine. You know, the Penance mech's not so bad. So do we... Does it matter how we do this, really? No, not really, probably. I'm super annoyed that guy didn't even lose a torso section there. Because if we can get rid of him, all of a sudden they've lost almost all of their ability to shoot at us.
What can I do for you?
Right? They probably don't have target lock. Or they probably don't have sensor lock on all of their mechs. So like they'll have some limited ability to hit us. I think the Cataphract is the one who's going for the far drop point now.
Uh-huh. Firing everything I've got.
Man, the Gauss Rifle missing sucks.
Want some more, huh? Waiting on you, Commander.
Okay, we want to be shooting into that arc.
Time to fly.
And I mean, this is so much damage. It basically has to get the job done, right?
All weapons are go.
God, this thing's powerful.
See that? Did you see it?
I am not almost out of time. We are halfway. We can make that move. We can make that in 4 moves. I'm fairly confident. Is that a 2H? Yes, that is a 2H. That's a shame. Hold on, I tabbed away from my max scoring list. Let me just get that back up on the other monitor. Yeah, we're having a hard time finding these last couple of mechs that we actually care about. Alright, so Boombox, you just go over here and grab this. Yeah. Did you know they don't want me to steal all their heavy artillery? Can you believe it? The selfishness.
Confirmed.
Good to go.
Okay, so Cataphract at full sprint. Oh yeah, we'll make it just fine.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Sprinting does produce a little bit more heat than just walking. I think I actually do just take a couple of steps and brace here. Alright, 2 beacons up. Third one could maybe even go up this turn. It might take 1 more after this.
Reporting minimal damage.
So it looks like this Lance's mechs are not as badly damaged. They don't have full armor, but it looks like they're at maybe half. Yeah. Oh, and they really, really don't like my hoplite.
How might I help?
Oh, you're kidding. Can't. 1 space short of making it to where I need to get to. Alright, well, jump over here and show me what's what. It's an archer. Alright, we're going to try to get lucky. Turn off everything but the Gauss Rifle, get that breaching shot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Get you next time.
We hope.
What's the plan?
Alright, jump in and fire your AC-10 at something. This is mostly an evasion stripping move. Let's see, yeah, the Phoenix Hawk has a nice combination of relatively easy to kill and also sort of high damage, kind of. That's probably the first our first target.
That didn't hit.
Waiting for orders.
I think I'm just gonna save resolve, or we're gonna obviously really gut the thing with the Annihilator.
On it.
You might say we're going to annihilate it. Man, I sure hope we get the headshot on that next turn.
Good to go.
So, here's a question. Do we even bother aiming. I'm going to do so much damage with a full strike. I guess the idea here would be that you aim and then use that as an excuse to not have to fire all the guns. I also have 60 health left, which is like an inconvenient amount. I'm going to do this. Odds were decent we'd get a kill there. And then next turn I can use my my coolant vent, and this should work fine. Well, they're getting an awful lot of accidental clustering on that torso section. So far, that Marauder armor's holding, though.
Yes, Commander.
Which is kind of surprising. I have 2 rounds. I'm allowed to take one more. We're gonna do this way. Because I want to be able to fire this turn. I feel very strongly about this.
Here we go.
And, well, at least that one made contact.
What's the plan? Let's do this.
Can you get vision of... No, you cannot. So the Trebuchet is definitely higher priority than the Shadowhawk. You're going to jump back into cover.
Firing jump jet.
And you're going to just, like, actually give this guy... Yeah. We don't need this mech, right? Yeah, we're good on trebuchets.
Locked on.
Oh, that's a shame. It wouldn't have been a kill either way, but I would have felt a lot better about our position here if that guy had taken all of that to the center. So this can't kill him now either, unfortunately.
As you wish.
Alright, this is exactly what I was hoping to provoke. We could definitely tank an awful lot of fire from these mechs with this Annihilator.
Real opponent. I hear ya.
And you are going to jump up and just be an absolute nightmare for everyone involved. Let's hit the coolant vent. And I think I am just going to have at the archer. I mean, the trebuchet does a significant amount of damage. We should probably just finish the job here. What do I think I actually need to fire? Any of the AC-10s hitting center is a kill. I'm just going to give it everything. I want to preserve our resolve, so let's not take it easy on him.
Show him what you got.
I appreciate that they only did one
Trying to attract my attention on...
one nag message about the mission timer. I just wish that it had been at a time that makes sense instead of when you still have a huge amount of time left.
Right, Commander.
Alright. One more shot. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Should I just hit his leg? No, I'm going to go for the face.
Affirmative.
Well, it turns out I hit the leg either way. I'll take it. That's pretty good.
How might I help?
Oh, you can just sprint because you actually don't have a line of sight no matter
I'll be
what.
there before you know it. Commander.
So, very unlikely to get a kill here, no matter how we slice this, but also we don't actually care.
That hit something good.
It is a shame that we couldn't get the Annihilator to attack the Archer while it was
What can I
downed.
do for you?
I think I'm actually just going to kill this thing, though, because I get to shoot it in the back. We'll just fire whatever weapons I can afford to fire with my heat being all super high here.
Hey, buddy, behind you.
Aw, close. Alright, we have a target lock. The fireworks should begin any second now. Yeah, okay. Obtain visual confirmation of artillery targeting.
Yes, Commander.
Got it. I am on top of this. Hey, tire fire. Would you like another shot at this? And then this is our evac point right here.
Time to fly. Got it.
Listen, if she shoots enough parts off of it, eventually only the head will be left, and then she'll definitely hit it.
Certainly.
Steamfitter managed to accidentally blind fire the head. Which really, it feels a little personal, right? It kind of feels like he did that just to mock tire fire. She wasn't unsteady, right? Okay.
Waiting for orders.
I would say that she is somewhat unlikely to go down over this. He sure does have a lot of torso health, though. We can't get a full no matter what.
No sweat.
I'm just going to take the tiniest jump. Don't really want to aim, but I guess let's make sure this guy goes down now. It doesn't matter, but it would be nice to not have them get to start next turn.
Incoming artillery fire.
Oh, nope, they get to start next turn anyway, because I didn't do a precision strike. And this actually is, like, hugely bad.
Reporting structural damage.
That knockdown's going to deal damage to tire fire, and then we're still going to have a mission left to do after this.
I'm bleeding, Commander.
I had just, in my head, I had decided that that guy was a 1-speed mech. He went to heat critical. Like, he did a thing that he knew was suicide just to spite me, which is very annoying.
He's going down.
And, as always, taking anything above 1 point of priority salvage is guaranteed that we will not see any mechs that we actually need any salvage from.
No shooting, just running.
This is always the way, and at this point I should have learned.
Double time. Commander? Back on my
Alright, stand up and
Commander.
brace. Really, the camera's not going to stay over with the... I can't even turn it. I'm, like, completely locked. Why would that be the thing the camera does? Why would it move to a position where it can't see the explosion and prevent you from accessing any of the controls?
Skyward.
Who made that decision?
Yes, Commander. Going full throttle.
Good to go. Affirmative.
Well, this could be real bad, given the fact that
on
this
you,
mission,
Commander.
this flashpoint has had constantly escalating difficulty. The fact that we're going to have to use the penance mech on what is likely the final mission of it might make things a little difficult.
I understand.
But it's my fault I got all absent-minded.
Waiting for orders.
Listen, we can't just pick and choose which of the Blood Wheel's edicts we follow. What kind of a world would that
Good
be?
to go.
A chaotic one, without the Blood Wheel's grace, that's what kind.
Turbo.
And look at that, we actually managed to extract in time and everything. What an incredibly fast-moving group of mechs, people always say about any lance that has an Annihilator in it. Well, that's done it. Assuming the info that Hadley gave us was true, the vault containing the lost tech should be cracked wide open by now. Let's go check it out and see what we've got.
Successful.
I think there was one more mission to this. Now I'm doubting myself. Oh, whatever. We'll see in a moment. So, not a lot of payment, because I wanted mech parts, and then it turns out not a lot of valuable mech parts. Well, we may as well finish this archer and this dragon. And then... Wow, really not a lot else here, huh? Okay. What do we want? It's probably just mech parts again, then? Probably, like, part of a 70-ton mech so that we could sell it eventually? We could take home quite a lot of stuff this time. Very little of it anything we care about, but the archer and the extra dragon will at least, that's probably nearly 1 million C-bills between the two of them. So that's something. And who knows, we might actually make use of that archer. We're not running the dragon we have now, so I can't see a second one making it onto the active duty roster, but
ready to fight, Commander.
Alright, absolutely put the dragon in storage. I'm interested in the archer, but for now, storage. Commander, I've got some bad news. Like, really bad news? Hadley's gone. Her cell's empty. Nobody's seen the repair crew boss in more than an hour. They're probably on their way to the nearest jump ship in House Davion's pleasure yacht by now. Son of a bitch! I knew we shouldn't have listened to anything she had to say. How are we going to explain this to Lady Cunningham? Well, we're just going to explain to her calmly that I did exactly the opposite of what she wanted because I don't like her. Leave that to me. I'll figure out some way to spin this that doesn't put our reputation completely down the drain. It won't be fun, but it'll work out fine. This won't be the first time I've had to talk down an angry client. We're getting a message on comms, Commander. It's her, Hadley. She addressed it to you. Well, I mean, put it up, obviously. Hey, Commander Corpsington, you're probably pretty upset right now, huh? I had no buried treasure, no captive Ayasha to send off to the Royal Dungeons. It's not a great day for you, huh? Look, I empathize, I really do. Until about an hour ago, I was sitting in a jail cell. Anyway, I'm not leaving you this message to gloat. Well, maybe a little. But you did just do me a solid. Plus, you're heavily armed. Where I come from, that counts for something. So, when you talk to Lady Cunningham, you can tell her she'll find my accomplice passed out on First Prince Davion's yacht, which will be moored at the coordinates I supply you. One of the lifeboats will be missing, and I cleaned out the ship's vault. But otherwise, his extremely valuable pleasure craft is completely intact. Lady Cunningham will be furious that I've escaped, make no mistake. But, with luck, she'll be pissed at her repair crew, not at you. And the return of a priceless dropship that they'd probably written off by now should help score you at least a couple of points. And with that, I'm going to get back to doing my own thing. Have a good life, Commander. One that hopefully doesn't revolve around putting an end to mine. Your view screen goes blank as the message comes to an end. I find it infuriating that she's getting away with this, like any of it, at all. It was in her interest to ditch the pleasure yacht. A ship like that is too conspicuous to fence, and as long as she had it, there'd be a target on her head. She isn't doing us a favor. She's drafting us into cleaning up her mess. Well, that's absolutely true. But it's also true that returning the yacht will work wonders for our rep with House Davion. They'd probably given up on seeing it ever again. My advice? Let's put all this behind us and find another job. I'll be happiest if we never have to think about Ayasha Hadley again. Yeah, roger that, Darius. Good luck smoothing things over with Lady Cunningham. I'll be in my bunk, not participating in that, because it sounds like a nightmare. And we did not get to crash our Federated Suns rep. That's okay, the jobs on this planet will probably do some of that for us. Okay, so this is excellent. I mean, this quote-unquote rare weapon is total garbage. But that right there is one of the mechs on the scoring list, now completed. And Banshee 3M... No, we'd finished our Banshee 3M, so this is not working toward anything. That's a decent SRM 6-pod. Of course, we already have a whole bunch of those because we were able to buy them. An AC-20 with plus 20 damage. I'm a big fan of plus damage in general, but I think the AC-20 is like the one weapon that doesn't really benefit from it, so that's a shame. Yeah, okay, a lot of this is pretty bad, but 1,000,000 C-bills and a completed Black Knight is cool. That's a decent reward. I think we're going to just store this as well. I really wish we could expand our mech bay a little bit more. Alright, so that flashpoint wrapped up a little faster than I remembered it wrapping up. I kinda hope that there's more to Ayasha Hadley's story. I hope we'll run into her again. Out of curiosity, are these... How many of these are against House Davion? 1... Those are against pirates. Okay, so 2 of them. We are currently at -60, and we got to get them all the way back down to -100. So we're just not going to be able to do it on this planet, right? Oh, this one has a max reputation of -20. And this one, yeah, this one... Or, sorry, plus 20 does not mean -20 on the other end, because you can see the amount of rep you lose is less than the amount of rep you gain. So even if we did run both of these at maximum reputation change, they still wouldn't get us to -100. We're going to have to find a way to lose just a little bit more Davion rep. But that really sounds like a problem for tomorrow, because for today, I think we're out of time. That's going to be it for us for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow, when we hopefully piss off the Cunninghams as much as we possibly can. And we'll see you then.